What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am, and I'm going to continue the trend this week of talking about stupid burglars, and today we're going to be talking about the guy who left behind his diary at a house he had broken into. Doesn't get much weirder than that, but yeah, without further ado, let's go.
Nice rack and her ass Brazilian. Just turned 21, but my bank's a million.
Alright, now ladies and gentlemen, as we talked about earlier this week, like, breaking into stuff is already very stupid. It's already wrong. You shouldn't do it. But you especially shouldn't do it if you're gonna leave your diary at the person's house, because one, that's just kind of weird, and two, you're definitely gonna get caught if you do that. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, if someone broke into my house and I found their diary, I think that would take the creepiness factor to like a level above. Maybe that's just my opinion, but I would also definitely turn it into the police. Burglar dropped notebook that tied him to another break-in, police say. There's also just some stuff that I feel like would be worth leaving in the car if you were gonna go break into a house, and maybe the notebook where you write down all the plans for the robberies you've done before and plan to do in the future would be a good idea. Like, why even run the risk of dropping that? Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, sure, you could take that into the house with you and maybe you'll drop it. In this case, you did drop it and it's why you got caught. Or you could have just left it in the car. Did you need your notebook with all your robbery plans? Like, otherwise you would forget what you needed to take? Did you have a shopping list, you know? Oh, I didn't steal their TV. Oh, I didn't steal this. Like, I just don't really understand why you would want to have this notebook with you when you're in the house. It's a good thing for them, though. Like, all things considered, I know home break-ins are notoriously hard to solve, so someone leaving something with their name and, like, all that information in it is definitely a break in the case that the cops were appreciating, I'm sure. Just gotta be careful before you leave your dramatized diary of everything that's ever happened to your life at the scene of the crime you just committed. Nashville police arrested a burglary suspect who allegedly dropped a notebook during a break-in, linking him to another house that was burglarized at the same time. They allegedly broke into a house in the Hillwood neighborhood on January 29th by smashing the glass on the back door, then stole multiple items including a television and firearm, according to the court records filed in Davison County Court. But as authorities describe it, Goddard left something behind too. Wait, so was it a shopping list? Like, I'm gonna be honest, multiple items. Maybe that's why he needed to be in there. Check, 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 and then he set the book down and forgot to check off taking the book with him because he didn't have it in his hands. You see what I'm saying? That's why you gotta prioritize making sure you take everything with you before you leave somewhere. This guy definitely is the type of dude to forget everything everywhere, though. If it wouldn't have been, like, the notebook, it would have been something else. Like, if you're gonna forget your entire mastermind book of how you're gonna run your criminal empire, chances are you're not doing too great at remembering to put on the gloves either, or like all the other stuff you kind of got to do before you break into a house, you know? This guy's like, gloves, check. I'll put them on after I rob the house. That way they won't be able to match my fingerprints, you know? Just some weird, I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense, but absolutely not at the same time. You know, they couldn't believe it when they found it, dude. Like when the police came in, wow, this guy really ransacked the place. My goodness, he did a number on your guys' house. Wow, this looks like a crap hole now. What's that? Is that your diary? Whew. Oh, it's not? Wait, no way. Is this? Oh, wow. It's got details about how he robbed a bunch of other houses. My goodness. They say police work is hard. Prosecutors say in court records that they dropped a notebook during the burglary that listed multiple addresses in it, and one of those addresses was for another home a few miles away that had been burglarized that same day, and the notebook also contained clues to his identity, notes from his daughter, and her address. Man, you really put your daughter in the crappiest situation here because, you know, when they come asking questions, does your dad, like, ever disappear for weird periods of time? Does he ever suddenly have TVs and a bunch of random stuff? And she's like, no, of course not. I don't know what you're talking about. That's not even my dad's notebook. And they're like, oh, so some stranger had your address and notes from you that refer to them as dad, and you're like, ah, crap. Even if your kid really didn't want to snitch at you, you put him in the worst situation here when you leave your diary at the scene of the crime. My goodness, man, a quick check of the pockets and this all could have been averted. It just really sucks that the kid had to be involved, you know? They start knocking on the door. Hello, officers, how may I help you? Yeah, we have reason to believe that your father has broken into 2 homes in the past week. What? My dad? He retired like a month ago. Well, I guess his retirement hobby instead of golf was burglary. That's what you don't understand, man. You were so close to retirement. Why risk it all now to leave a notebook behind? I just feel like this guy's going to be one of the dudes that the people make fun of in the prison. I don't know how it really works in there. I pray that I never have to figure out how it works in there. But I feel like I would definitely want to make fun of the guy that left his diary diary at the scene of the crime, and that's why he was caught. You know, I stole $87 million and they barely caught me. What about you, man? Well, I was robbing a house and the diary fell out of my pocket. I didn't notice. It sure did suck to go the rest of that week without being able to emotionally vent. And on top of that, the police found it and tracked me down through my daughter. Yep. Overall, I would say keeping a diary while I'm robbing houses probably wasn't worth it. He was also caught on video kicking in the back door of a third house the following day, court records state. Overall, he was arrested on last Tuesday and is currently held in Davidson County Jail on a $15,000 bond for felony burglary and theft charges. He has not yet entered an initial plea in his case and is scheduled to make his first court appearance Monday. Oh my gosh, dude. Could you imagine being this guy's defense attorney? Like, by law, they have to give you one, right? He gets in there. Okay, so what happened? Well, they got me on video kicking in the door to one house. They found my diary in another house. And then in that diary, I had written the address of another house that was broken into. And the guy's like, okay, well, you know, is there any plausible deniability, that, like, this isn't yours? Could it not be your handwriting? Could there be nothing in there that proves it's yours? Well, there was just a bunch of notes from my family. I had my shopping list in there, a couple of my prescriptions. I actually just had an entire page where I wrote my social security number over and over again because I just wanted to make sure that if it ever got lost, it could get returned to me. I feel like even after all of this, the fact that that wasn't what brought him down, like on top of the diary, he kept going. I feel like after you lose your diary when you're robbing a house, that's a sign from the universe to like lay low, stop, you're definitely flying too close to the sun, Icarus. Like that's the reason they tell you that story when you're a little kid. The fact that you kept going and then got caught on camera kicking in the back door of another house is like, hey man, the universe tried to warn you. Dropping the diary was the sign that you should not continue going down the path of just stealing TVs, dude. It was not worth it. I also think that there's definitely going to be some funny things discovered because I'm sure like the prosecution gets to read all of it, all of the notebook. Do you think there's any like really embarrassing stories in there? Today, well, 7-Eleven, I pooped my pants. Like, I don't know what was in there. Obviously, that's allegedly pooping your pants. We don't know what was in the diary or the diarrhea here. All I'm saying is that there has to be some funny stuff in here, right? That, like, might be forced to be read in a courtroom in front of a judge, and that brings me a little bit of joy. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to press the like button. Let me know in the comments section down below what you thought of the video, and of course, be sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications. I'd appreciate it. Other than that, if you really want to help me out, I'll put a link to the intro song down below, along with a link to my podcast, The Scuffed Cast, and of course, you could use code Scrubae at the G Fuel checkout. You get a discount on G Fuel. It helps me out. Everyone's a winner. And other than that, I've got two more things to plug. I've got the Storytime Spotify. For those of you that don't know, I put some of my story times up there, so feel free to go check those out. I would very much appreciate it. Link in the description. And we got the Christmas Karen sweater. My goodness, isn't it incredible, beautiful, gorgeous, whatever adjective that means good that you want to put there. That link's going to be in the top of the description, but be sure to go check that out. I would very much appreciate it. And yeah, on that note, guys, that'll do it for the video. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time in another video. I'm out. Peace.